Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Hart here. We are going to be talking today about building a reading life while you're at home and trying to make a plan for your reading. So, to do this session, you are going to need a partner, someone to turn and talk with, and you're also going to need a piece of blank paper like I have here and a pencil or a pen. So, once you get those materials and get set up, just press pause on your screen and then we'll begin. All right, so with your partner, I would like for you to just turn and talk to them about how your reading has been going so far. Maybe you've been doing a lot of reading, or it's been hard for you to find some time to do reading. Just be honest and tell your partner how your reading has been going so far. Okay, so hopefully you have been able to be doing some reading at home, but we know that it's very different for you to be reading at home only and not in school. So today we wanted to talk to you about how you can build a reading life at home and make a plan for your reading so that you're successful. I'm going to talk through some things that readers should consider to make a reading plan for themselves and also to make sure that they're building a strong reading life while we are all stuck at home together. So, the first thing that I should consider when I make a reading plan for myself is when. I want to think about when is the best time for me to do my reading. For me, it's before my kids wake up in the morning. That's what I did this morning. For you, maybe it's at night. Maybe you have the most energy right before you go to bed, or maybe you like to read with your lunch. Doesn't matter, but you have to find a time that works for you. So on your piece of paper, you can write the question when at the top here, because I'm going to have you think and reflect on this after I go through explaining. Then we can think about in your house, because your home is very different from your spot at school. So we want to think about where might be the best place for you to be reading. Maybe it's your bed, your couch, or the kitchen table, or maybe a cozy corner. For me, if I was reading in my bed, I would go right to sleep. So that's not a good spot for me. But I did my reading this morning on the couch with my coffee right next to me. So that's a perfect spot for me. You have to think about the perfect spot for you where you won't be distracted and where you can get some quiet. So you can write the question where in the top right corner, like I have. For when you go through this exercise. The next thing that we want to think about as readers is what. What can we read while we're at home? You have access to hundreds of thousands of books and materials through online platforms like Epic, Lexia, Literacy Pro, Newsela, articles. So there's a lot of online ebook options that you have, which I'm sure that you've explored so far. But you might have some paper books either from the library or that you already had at home that you wanted to read, and those are great options. My daughter Eva she gets Highlights magazine and National Geographic Junior, so she also has magazines that she enjoys reading. So you want to think about what you're going to read, and we're going to touch on this in another session. But what you're reading is important, and it should be at a just right level for you so that you can think about what you're reading. The next thing that we want to consider is that you don't just need to read by yourself. You can think about who you want to read with. It could be a parent, or it could be a sibling, an older or a younger sibling, or even a pet, right? So sometimes you might want to read by yourself, but sometimes you also might want to read with somebody and talk about your reading like we do in school. So you can write the questions what and who on your paper. So you should have when, where, what, and who written down. It should be blank underneath it. What I want for you to do right now is with your partner, I want you to kind of talk through and make a reading plan like I did. Consider these questions and try to think through what's going to be best for you. So press pause on your screen and do some thinking about when might be the best time for you, where you should be reading in your house, what you're planning to read or what you would like to read in the future, and who you're going to be reading with when you are doing your reading. Okay, so press pause and do some thinking and jotting on your piece of paper. Okay. So hopefully you did some thinking and you were able to make a reading plan just to start off with. Now, I want you to know that this plan, it doesn't have to be set in stone. You're not required to do this plan for the rest of the time that we're at home. And you obviously should make adjustments. But as a reader, it's important to set yourself up for success and to know yourself as a reader and know what works for you and know what doesn't work. So I hope that you have done a little bit of reflecting and you're going to be able to make a reading plan that works for you at home, and it's going to help you have a strong reading life. All right. Happy reading, everybody. I hope that you're healthy. Bye-bye.